Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Rex Stover, and I am with Anexia, and I will tell you a little bit about us. I'm the opening act, and in just a few minutes, my colleague Eric Reed will join me, and he will tell you a little bit about the product and service that we are focusing on this afternoon. As I said, my name's Rex Stover. Anexia is a infrastructure as a service company. We have 90 locations around the world where we're able to provide you services such as compute, storage, IP connectivity, dedicated and managed services, as well as bare metal server infrastructure on top of the co-location capabilities that we have. If you look at the map that we've got on the board here, we've got infrastructure in many, many places around the world and are able to turn up infrastructure very quickly for you. If you know some of our big competitors, they are looking at more of a regional approach to covering the world. Anexia is taking more of a localized approach to covering the world. If you can imagine that we provide services in over 50 countries, and we've got 2 more that'll happen this quarter, of course. In order to provide you these services, we are able to take digital content, digital media, lots of digital companies, and help them with either gaining content, creating content, delivering content, or working with their customers in a local way. The way that we do this is through technology partners, VMware being one of them, NetApp, Cisco, as well as Dell. In our infrastructure throughout the world, we provide a lot of virtualized services, but we also provide dedicated services, security services, on this platform that we have. Some places around the world don't take as much infrastructure, so places like Lima, Peru, or Istanbul, Turkey, don't have as much infrastructure in place as other places, perhaps New York, London, Ashburn, Virginia, Hong Kong, Singapore, larger locations and installations. The key point to all of this, though, is we have a very wide breadth of places that we can provide services. We do this based on a pretty standard stack of equipment, whether that's a single rack in a small location, or whether that's dozens and dozens and dozens of racks in larger locations. One of the pieces of our offering that we provide is a customer portal that gives you an on-site dashboard that allows you to get a quick picture of all of the infrastructure that you have. And whether you're more focused on your IP connectivity and what's going on there, you're more focused on your compute, your CPU resources and what's happening there, or whether you're managing installation or upload of your own content, your own applications. All of this can be managed through the remote dashboard and allow you to manage your infrastructure, your instances directly. As a part of this, we do this for a global customer base. We also have got an ability to do this on the content, the media distribution capability. So I'm going to introduce Eric Reed, and I'm going to have him come up and talk to you about how we do global content management and distribution. Eric?
Thank you. Thanks, Rex.
Yep.
Hello? Testing. Thanks, Rex. So this is a high-level diagram of what we're building for our media and entertainment customers. As Rex said, we have over 90 locations globally. We are actually on every continent except for Antarctica, as depicted here. Starts by content being ingested into the Anexia cloud at any location around the world based on customer needs. That can be over public IP or a private P2P connection. Content can then be distributed to selected POPs for archival storage or fast access storage for distribution to end clients, disaster recovery, and of course, in all our POPs, compute resources are available to run the end user application. Once content is distributed onto the local POPs, then we provide IP bandwidth in order to distribute to the end client sites, and we typically deploy 1 or 10 gigabit per second connections for our customers. Anexia in 2018 started to introduce the concept of building an S3 distributed storage solution. S3 is a commonly used interface to access the storage. Distributed storage means that content is split and distributed across a network of storage nodes on Anexia's POPs. This provides geo-redundancy and seamless ingestion across all locations within the storage, if it's on the storage node. And we have the ability to grow this library seamlessly. It's a highly reliable solution because in addition to providing geo-redundancy, erasure codes are added to the original content in order to provide redundancy protection. And then there's regular integrity checks and repairing of the data. Distributed storage solutions, it provides K over N fault tolerance. That means if you have N nodes that you're distributing the storage to, then you only need is K out of N nodes in order to reconstruct the full data. This provides high availability and durability with a reduced physical storage requirement compared to traditional duplication or triplication services, which makes it a very cost-effective solution. Splitting of the content across multiple sites inherently provides added security, which is something like the Hollywood studios would like. Here's an example of the distributed storage with erasure coding that we built in 2018 and started offering to some of our customers. In this particular example, data object, a file, is protected with 33% erasure codes. So the total protected file size is 150%. In this particular example, distributed storage is split across 9 nodes across 3 unique sites, geo-redundant sites. And in this case, we have 9 nodes, so we're taking the data file, or the protected data file, and fragmenting it into 9 different fragments, and then distribute it across the 9 storage nodes as depicted in this diagram. In this particular example, there are 6 fragments for the data object, and then 3 fragments for the parity bits or the erasure codes. This particular solution provides 6 nines of availability and 13 nines of durability, with just storing 150% of the file size. When content is requested, it's aggregated at the closest location where it's requested. And in this particular case, with the 33% erasure codes, only 6 out of the 9 nodes are needed to reconstruct the full data, which means that we can lose a full site, or we can lose any 3 nodes across the whole storage array. Anexia connects the sites on its own private fiber backbone. So that means when content is split or aggregated, it's all done over a private fiber backbone, which is a pretty efficient solution. In addition, content stored in the archive, they can be tagged. Up to 10 tags can be utilized per object. The tags can be used to store metadata or search functionality in order to search the content. And as I mentioned earlier, the GeoDNS functionality will automatically pick the closest location to pull the content from the archive by default. On a local storage level, as I discussed, we provide locally redundant storage on a scalable platform, but we offer different storage tiers, different performance classes to meet the needs of the end user application. This defines how fast you have access to the storage. High performance tiers can be used for like content distribution or live broadcast, and lower performance tiers require infrequent access. We support various protocols to access the storage, and of course we support remote backup copies of the local storage. We deploy Veeam solutions across our network. In addition to our storage solutions, we have an Anexia dynamic compute engine where we provide virtualization or several tiers of CPU performance categories to meet various needs. Again, high performance tiers are used for high demanding applications like transcoding, and if you're just monitoring, then you can use a lower performance tier, which is lower cost. And of course, we inherently build redundancy options across our cloud. So if the host system fails, automatically back goes to another host system in the same location, so your downtime is limited to a short amount of time. And we inherently provide power redundancy, network redundancy, as well as the storage redundancy that we just discussed. In addition to provide host failover, we also offer, for those customers in need, data center failover. So in this particular case, we have a primary data center, then we have a backup data center, and on a daily basis, we have a daily copy backup at the standby data center. If in the unlikely event that the primary data center fails, then you can manually make a decision to start operating on the standby data center with the latest content that has been copied over. Anexia has ISO 9001 and 27001 certifications. And our offices, we have 8 offices globally in the US, Germany, and Austria. So thank you, that's all I wanted to say. Our booth is right behind us. If you're interested in talking about our solutions that we discussed today, we'd be happy to. Thanks.